This right here is the episode that gets you hyped for the start of the new arc in Attack on Titan. The introduction of the female Titan is just so good and so menacing and ominous. I absolutely love it, and it's actually making me remember how good this section of the season of Attack on Titan is. And I know I stated in a previous review that episodes 5 through 8, that section is probably one of my favorites within this season, but now I'm starting to rethink that because now that I remember the female Titan and what happens in future episodes, I'm really hyped for this moment and actually getting to review them before season 2 starts. But how's it going, guys? I hope you guys are having a great day no matter where you are. This is going to be my episode 17 review of Attack on Titan. Now, the episode starts off with our main characters in the Survey Corps, leaving the wall, kind of like how they did last episode. And while they were doing this is a very, very good moment, but I got the feel of like a campaign in a video game, kind of like when you're going out with your team, with all of the people that you've grinded up, making sure everyone's prepared for the mission at hand. You're just going out into this unknown territory and you just don't know what to expect. I kind of got that vibe from the beginning, just watching all of our characters on horseback going back into the sections between Wall Maria and Wall Rose, having to encounter Titans along their way, and just being able to have the scouts, detract them and separate them from the actual formation that they have, and just moving forward with the expedition and trying to get to Shiganshia as fast as they can. And I absolutely love the moments within here, and I love how all the scouts are doing their job to avoid all the Titans. We even have a funny moment again, and it's a callback to, I think, either one episode ago or 2 episodes ago with Oreo. He bites his tongue again as he's talking with Eren, but that's very funny. But what I absolutely love about this formation and the introduction into how the Survey Corps works is the use of strategy. I love the use of strategy within this episode because the Survey Corps is trying to avoid as many Titans as they can, and they're actually using the smoke signals as sort of a way to guide everyone away from where the Titans are located and to have the quickest route they can to Shiganshia district. So what they're basically doing is using the red flares to alert everyone wherever that smoke goes up, Titans are nearby within that area. And then so Erwin, in charge of the whole group, the whole battalion, takes in his green smoke and he points it and fires it in the direction of where everyone should lead to. And I love the use of the flares because it just shows that our characters are smart and they're trying to preserve everyone's life till they get to the district, and trying to make sure they have as few casualties as they can. So I absolutely love the fact that they're using strategy within here. But of course, even with the strategy, they even state you still could run into some Titans and you could have some trouble along the way. And right here, there's a great example of that because Sasha, though that they're all following the formation, there's this Titan hiding behind some buildings and she's caught unaware. And this is some weird ass Titan. It's like an abnormal. It's crawling on all fours. This thing is like a dog chasing after Sasha, but she ends up getting away with the help of some scouts that come in, and this thing just hits its head on a tree and it's just it's done right then and there. But I'm glad to see that Sasha was able to make it out of there. I was kind of worried a little bit, but in the end, I'm glad that she was able to, handle the situation well enough to escape, and I'm just glad that she's actually okay. Now, this is when the hyped moments within this episode comes into play, because we get the introduction of the black smoke, which basically tells us that the abnormal Titans, there's an abnormal somewhere within the vicinity. And so we have this weird, freaky-ass walking Titan heading towards the middle of the section, and we have our Survey Corps subdue it, hinder it, cuts its ankles off, and they cut up the nape of the neck, and it's basically done right then and there. And then in the distance, you can see this Titan running straight towards Armin and his group, and when this thing shows up, this female Titan, it wrecks shop. Oh my god, I was the introduction of this Titan is just so awesome, and the music that goes along with it is just so good. I just love this moment, and just watching it, they're going for the nape of the neck on this Titan, and it just obliterates the 2 scouts that go for it, and it's just wow, this thing is smart and intelligent, and it knows that these people are trying to kill it. And Armin realizes this right away, because as we know, Armin is very smart, and he comes to the conclusion that this is a Titan similar to Eren. There's a person within this Titan, and it's actually protecting itself, and it's out on a mission. It's intelligent, it's sentient, and it knows its surroundings, and it knows what's going on, because as we know, all the other Titans are dumb as bricks, and they don't know what the hell they're doing, what the hell is going on. And this thing goes after Armin and, knocks him off his horse, looks under his hood. It's looking for something, and even Armin is what the hell is this thing doing? And once it realizes that it's not who it's looking for, it's Armin, it just basically gets right back up and goes right back on its mission. And Armin right now is like, what the hell is going on right now? It didn't kill me. But then we have Reiner show up and Jean show up. So now we have Reiner, Jean, and Armin versus this female Titan. And Armin is letting them know, it's like, hey, this is not the normal Titans. This is one similar to Eren. So they're all coming up with a plan. And this is a very long sequence when they're just kind of like talking, a lot of exposition to one another. And it, like, I'm watching this, I'm like, they're still chasing after this and just talking with one another. Let's get to the action now. So there's a little part in there where it's just kind of like really slow. It's like the female Titan would have realized it's like, hey, there's people following me. Maybe I should like do something about that. But she doesn't do anything. But then we have the epic moment where they come up with a plan. They're going to go after this female Titan because Armin realizes like this thing's after Eren. It's looking for something and it has to be Eren. So then we have Jean start to go in for the kill. But this thing realizes what is up right away and dodges the 3D maneuver gear. And Jean is able to dodge it as well because this thing is very, very fast. But I love the part when this thing goes after Armin again and just slaps the horse right out for Armin. It literally slaps the horse away. I mean, I think PETA probably would have had something to do with that if this thing was not animated because, oh boy, the animal cruelty to horses in this show is just absolutely insane. But just watching Armin getting slapped off that horse is just like, holy shit, this Titan means business. This thing is on a mission and it's not taking any bullshit from anyone. So Jean ends up going in for the kill once again, but this time it actually grabs his 3D maneuver gear and goes to side punch him into the stratosphere. But before he's able to do that, Armin kind of screams, and I love what he does here because it makes the Titan stop what it's doing, and he kind of like shouts out that like this thing killed Eren, he killed my best friend, and it's making this Titan think that the objective that it's after, you know, it failed at doing so and actually ended up killing Eren. And it's actually a weird moment too because it's like, why is this thing after Eren? Is it because that I can actually form into a Titan? Is this has to do with the Titan secrets? Or is this the person that kind of like, you know, went in and killed those two Titans that were in captivity? And you kind of get hints here and there. And when I watched this for the first time, I kind of had a suspect of who I thought this Titan would be, but you know, we don't find out within this episode. And so it's just, there's hints here and there. And there's also hints with another like event that happens within this episode that I'm not going to really like specify, but it makes you really think. It's like, I think you probably know who these Titans are, and especially when they're mentioning both the Colossal, the Armored, Eren, and also this new female Titan, that you know that there are people within these forms, and you're trying to right now think about who the hell are the people within these Titan forms. Now this moment right here, it leaves you shocked for a moment, but then it's such a badass moment in itself. It's when Reiner goes in to kill the female Titan. We have Jean and Armin, you know, trying to fall back. It's like, no, we can't handle this. Reiner goes in and just gets caught like a baseball with this Titan, and this Titan's looking at Reiner and goes to like basically crush Reiner with its thumb. And at first you think that he died because you see blood splatter everywhere and you're like, holy shit, Reiner just died right now. And it's not really a surprise with an Attack on Titan if a character does die, because we had a lot of people die within this episode. A lot of red shirts ended up dying in the scouts, but Reiner actually ends up escaping, and he ends up cutting up the whole Titan's hand, escapes, and then he grabs Armin, and they end up running off trying to find their horses. And then this female Titan is basically like, oh well, goes about on its mission, and you see it going away from our three characters. And as Armin states within this episode, it's after one thing. It's going towards the center rear of the formation, and it's after Eren, and we're left on that cliffhanger. This is such a good introduction into this new arc that we're getting, this female Titan arc. So good. Overall, guys, this was a very hyped episode. It's a good introduction, a good start into this new female Titan arc that we're getting within the series, and I definitely just want to hear from you guys. What did you guys think of the introduction of this new form of Titan? Did you guys have theories about who could be inside the female Titan? I mean, looking at the hints and clues that they kind of give us throughout this arc, I think you're actually able to tell who the person is inside this. But I want to hear from you guys. Did you guys know right away, or did you guys were just watching this like, I have no idea who the fuck this is, but I'm really excited to see what is to come. So leave your thoughts in the comments below. Just give me your thoughts on this overall new arc and overall feel on this new Titan that got introduced, and just the formation and use of strategy too. This episode is just so good. So if you guys are catching me for the first time, I'm doing Attack on Titan Season 1 reviews. You can subscribe to my channel, and I really can't wait till Attack on Titan Season 2 starts. So if you guys want to join in on a conversation and just talk back and forth about Attack on Titan stuff, you can just subscribe to my channel and leave comments down below, and just let me know your guys' thoughts on this episode in general. And that's really it for this review, guys. I'm really looking forward to delving more into this arc and delving right into episode 18 in a few days. So until my review of episode 18 comes out, I'll talk with you guys then. All right, guys. See you later. Bye.